Hey everyone, welcome back to this channel and I hope you are doing great. Today we are going to see the last problem of introductory problem series, that is the grid paths problem. And the problem statement is there are 88,418 paths in a 7x7 grid from the upper left square to the lower left square, and path corresponding to a 48 character description consisting of character D, that means down, U, that means up, L, that means left, and R, that means right. And over here there is a 7x7 grid is there, and corresponding to this grid there is a string called path is given, and that consists D, R, U, that means down, right, up, then again right, 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 and again down, 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 then left, and so on. Okay, and you are given a description of path which may also contain character question mark, that means any direction. So if we encounter a question mark, that means we can go to the up, we may go to the right, we may go to the down, or we may go to the left. Okay, and your task is to calculate the number of path that matches the description. Okay, for the input, the only one input, that is the 48 character string is given, that consists of question mark, D, U, L, and R. And for the output we just have to print only one number, that is the total number of path. Okay, so now we have given a 7x7 grid, and for the input we have given just only one string, that is and the length of the string is 48, and corresponding to the string we just have to traverse in a grid in such a manner. If we encounter R, I just have only one choice, that is I can go to the right side. If I encounter D, I just have one choice, that is I have to go to the downside, and for the U I can go to the upside, and for the L I can go to the left side. But if we encounter question mark, then I have four possibility. That means I can go to the up, right, bottom, and left side. Okay, and the objective is so clear, we just have to return all the possibility, that is just starting traversing from 0, 0, and I have to traverse every cell exactly at one time and reach out to the 6, 0, and I have to return all the possibility. That means I have to return all the way starting from 0, 0 to 6, 0. So whenever I encounter a all possibility question, then I just thinking about a recursive solution. So here let's say R is given, after that D is given, and after that question mark is given over here. Okay, so first of all my recursive solution is starting from index 0, 0, that is my source, and after that I just have only one choice, that means I just have to go to the right side. So after that I just make a further recursive call for 0, 1, and after that when I encounter D, I just have only one choice, that means I just have to go onto the downside. So again I make a recursive call for 1, 1, then I encounter a question mark over here. Okay, so I have four choice, either I can go to the right side, I can go to the bottom side, I can go to the left side, or I can go to the top side. But what is the problem statement? I just have to visit one cell exactly at one time. Okay, but here I am visiting two times. So for encountering this, I just create a visited array of 7x7. So I just make a visited 2D array of 7x7, and initially I just mark all of my cell as a false. And whenever I am visiting a cell, I just mark my visited row, column as a true whenever I visited a cell. Okay, so first of all on 0, 0, when I visited this, I marked it as a true, and for 0, 1 I just mark also it as a true, and after encountering question marks and whenever I am going to the top side or in any direction, first of all I just have to check if this cell is earlier visited or not. That means the visited of row, column is true or false. Let's say if it is false, if it is false, if it is false, and it is true at this time. So whenever I encounter a true, so I don't allow to go on that particular cell. So I just have only three choice. I can go to the right side, I can go to the bottom side, and I can go to the left side. And after that I have to check all the possibilities one by one. Okay, so let's say first of all I am going to the right side, and first of all when I visited this, I mark this as a true. Okay, and after marking this as a true, then my current position is 1 comma 2, and from 1 comma 2 I just have to calculate all the possibilities into the grid. And if I reach out my destination 6 comma 0 and my idx would be the 48, that means the last character, then I just update my answer by incremented my answer by 1. And after that, after checking all the possibility, I just have to the traverse back to the my previous state. And whenever I am for checking this possibility and for checking the left possibility, and while traversing back, I again mark this as a false, and at the second time I just visited at the bottom and mark this as a true, and after marking this as a true, my position would be 2 comma 1, and from this position I have to check all the possibility and check if I can visit 6 comma 0 or not. And after checking all the possibility, again I have to mark this as a false, and I have my last choice, that is I can go to the left side. And doing same for this, first of all I mark this as a true and check all the possibility starting from 1 comma 0, and after checking all the possibility, what I have to do, I just have to return back to the previous state, and so on. Okay, I just have to check for every cell same. First of all, I just have to recursively going to the next cell, and after checking all the possibility from that cell, I just have to traverse back to my previous state. Okay, and this is a way you can traverse in a grid. Okay, and here are some base cases. What are those base cases? So first base cases is what I have to check whenever I am going to the next cell. I just have, first of all, I have to check if the visited of that particular row column is true or not. So this is my first base case. Every time I am traversing to the next cell, I just have to check this condition is satisfied or not. Okay, after checking the first base case, I have to check the second base case, that is the boundary condition. So let's say either whenever I am at this row and column, and at this and at this and at this 6 comma 3 row and column. So let's say I am at this row column and there is a question marks given over here. So then what would be my 4 possibility? I can go to the left, right, bottom and top. But here you can see I can't go to the top because I just going out to the bound. Also for this, if a question mark is there, then I can go to the right side. Okay, also same for this, if there is a question marks, I can go to the top, left, right, but I can't go to the bottom. Okay, also same for this, I can't go to the left side, but I can go to the right, top or bottom. So if I am generalizing my second base case, so if my x is greater than 0, my x is less than, starting x is here and y is my column. Okay, so if my x is greater than 0 and less than equal to 6, and my y is greater than equal to 0 and my y is less than equal to 6, then so every time whenever I am going to my next cell, I just have to check if my all those 4 condition is satisfied or not. So this is my boundary condition. So what is my third condition? So for my third condition, it is given that in the question, that is, let's say idx is my iterator of the string. So if I am at the destination, that is 6 comma 0, then my idx should be 48 at this time, that is the length of the string. Okay, so this is my third condition, that is the idx checking idx is equal to the length of the string, that is the 48. Okay, and the next question is how can we traverse in a grid? So let's say if my current position is xy and I have to go to the top side, then I just decrement my row by 1, and if I am going to the down, I just increment my row by 1, and I am going to the left, I just decrement my column by 1, and if I am going to the right side, I just increment my row by adding 1. Okay, so here I am giving a too much of intuition. So first of all, let's code something and just check if my approach is working fine or not. So here I am initializing a string str. I am making it as a global because I have to make a multiple function. So just passing, every time I am passing my string as a parameter, I just have to declare it in a global. Okay, and also I have to make my visited array of 7 cross 7. So vector type is bool, and I'm name it as a visited, and vector bool, and size 7 cross 7, and initialize it at a false. Okay, so in my solve function I just take an input of str. Okay, and I initialize my answer variable. Answer is fun is my recursive function call, and I just start from the source 0 comma 0. Okay, and for traversing, that is if my current position is xy, so I have to traverse all the direction. Okay, so for traversing all the direction, I just create my dx array. For 4, I just initialize it at a 0 comma 0 comma 1 comma -1, and this is for my row, and for my column I marked as -1 comma 1 comma 0 comma 0. So what is that? I'm decrement 1 in my row and not doing anything in my column. So what is here? Decrement my row in decrement -1 in a row and not doing column. So this is a condition of top, this is a condition of bottom, this is a condition of y plus 1, this is a condition of right, and this is a condition of left. Okay, so after initializing this, I just have to check the boundary condition. So for checking the boundary condition, I just have to create a bool function for checking if it is valid or not. For valid, I just have my x, I just want my y, and I just have to return if x is greater than 0, and then x is less than equal to 6, and then y is greater than equal to 0, and then y is less than equal to 6. So if my x and y satisfy all of these conditions, then I am in bound. So after that, I just have to initialize my fun function. For fun, what I have to do, I have my x and y as a parameter. Okay, and I have declare str in global. Okay, so what I have to do, fun is my recursive function. So first of all, I have to write my base cases. Okay, so what would be my base cases? Also I have to initialize my iterator. Okay, and idx would be my iterator. So first of all, I have to write my base cases. What would be my base cases? I have to check my boundary condition. What was all the boundary condition? I have created my visited array, and here is my boundary condition. My idx would be 48. So if my idx would be equal to str dot size, that will be also 48. We can also write it as a 48 str dot size, and if my x is equal 6 and my y is equal 0, then I just have to return 1, else I have to return 0. Okay, I have to check this condition. I can also make this condition, that means if my x is 6, y 0, and my idx is not equal to str dot size, then I just have to return. I can also write this idx is, if my x is equal 6 and my y is equal 0 and my idx is not equal to str str dot size, then I just have to return 0. Okay, so I just check my all of my conditions. Then what after? I just mark my current position. First of all, I just have to check if my visited of x comma y is true or not. If it is true, again I have to return 0 from there, and if it is not, then first of all I mark my x and y as a true, mark my current position as a true, and just have to check if a cell have question mark or either left, right, down and up is there or not. Okay, so first of all I have to check if str of idx have not equal to question mark. That means either it is up, either it is down, either it is left, and either it is right. So I just have to check if my str idx is equal. Let's check if it is given up. Okay, small, no, everything is in capital letter. Then what I have to check, I just have to, let's say I'm initializing my new x and new y. Let my new x is equal to x and my new y is equal to the y. So if over here, if I am going to the upside, what I have to done, if I am going to the upside, I just decrement my x by -1. So I just have to an access minus minus. Okay, and if my str would be idx would be left, for left what I have to do, for left I just have to decrement my column by -1. Okay, so I just have to decrement and y my minus, and after that I just have to check for the if str idx is equal right or not. Okay, for right what we have to do, I just have to increment my column. Okay, my ny plus plus. Okay, and I have to check up, left, right, then last I have to check str idx is equal down or not. Okay, and after that if it is, then for down I just have to increment my row, then I just have to an x plus plus. Okay, after that, after updating my new x and new y, I just have to check if I am out of the bound or not. So I just have to check if is well, I just have to give my nx and ny, and if it is inbound, then what we have to do, we just have to make a recursive call. First of all, I am initializing my int, let's say I am initializing as a take, that means I am taking those cell, next cell. Okay, mark this as a 0. I can also mark it as a total number of way, let's say I am initializing as a path. Okay, that is the total number of paths. So I just path plus equal to, taking path plus equal to, adding in my path, that means it will be a valid path or not. It will, if it is satisfy this condition, then 1 is adding, and if it is not, then 0 is adding. Okay, so after that I just have to go to the next cell, depend upon u, l, r and d. Okay, so for the recursive call, I just have to call it once, and I just have to pass nx, ny, my updated row and column, and increment my idx by 1. Okay, so after, if I didn't encounter question mark, I just have to do this stuff, and if I encounter question marks, okay, then again for int I equal to 0, I is less than 4, what we have 4 choice. Okay, top, bottom, right and left. Okay, and I plus plus, I have to just check all those 4 condition. Okay, so I just have to my taking my new x as a x plus dx of I. Okay, also same for the y, my new y would be y plus dy plus y. After that I just have to check what I have to check. I just have to check it is inbound or not. Okay, for checking inbound condition I just have to pass my nx and ny, and if it is valid then I just have to make a recursive call. That means path plus equal to fun nx ny, and also I have to update my idx by 1, and after that I just have to return my path, that is the total number of path. And after that I just whenever I am going to the next cell and after taking all the possibility I just have to return to the previous state and mark this as a false. Then again this x and y I am marking it as a false. Okay, so first of all I just have to check my code. I am initializing dx dy, I am initializing string vector of 7 cross 7. Okay, I just have to take input of str and making a recursive call and see out my answer. Okay, after that in my recursive function I just have to check the condition. If my idx is str.size, that means I have to reach out to my base bottom left cell. Okay, that would be the x is 6, y 0, return 1 other than return 0. And also I have to check if I visit that my bottom left cell earlier, then I just have to return 0. And after that if I check if I visited it previously or not. If I visited I just return 0, if not I just mark it as a true and check for my path. If I encounter ulrd, I just for u up x, and for the left I decrement column, and for the right increment column, and for the down increment my row. Okay, after that I just have to check my new nx and y, and it is 0 less than 6, 0 and less than 6. Okay, it is good. So after that I just have to add my recursive function, that is nx and y, and I just have to update my idx by incremented by 1. Okay, after that I just mark it as a false and return the path. So my code is good, and I just have to okay, and my code is taking too much of time. So first of all I am just cancelling it out and just try to submit this code and see what happened next. Okay, and and after submitting this, okay, out of all of those test cases I just passed 3 test cases and other got time limit exceeded. So we can assure that our approach is good, but we need some further optimization. Okay, so how can we further optimize our code? By clipping out some process. Which kind of process? So let's say my position is here, so somehow I can traverse from 0, 0. So let's say I am traversing at this way, and my current position is 0, 3. Okay, and at this position I have two choice, either I have go to the left and I have go to the right. So let's say I am considering I am going to left. So after going to the left, let's say I am visiting in this manner or in any manner, but at some point I just feel like I have nowhere else to go, and this process never going to be give a contribution to my answer. Okay, so and in my second choice, let's say I am going to the right and somehow I just visited all the cell and reach out to the destination. Then I realize that my left part cells are unvisited. Okay, these cells are unvisited, so this is also not going to be give a contribution into the answer. So whenever I am at my 0th x, okay. And if my x minus 1 comma y is visited, that is it is true, and y minus 1 and y plus 1, that is the left and right cells, is unvisited, at this condition we just have to return 0. That means at this position, whenever I am choosing a direction, the other part is going to be unvisited. So I am just clipping out this position. Also same for this, whenever my y is 6, and my left is visited and my top and down is unvisited, then I also have to clip it out, okay. Also same for this, whenever my x is 6 and my x minus 1 is visited and my right and left is unvisited, then I have a condition of this, and either I have to go, let's say whenever I have to traverse from this side, and I have two choice, either I have to go or left or right. Then whenever I am choosing a direction, the another part is going to be unvisited, and this will not giving a contribution to my answer, so I am also excluding this process, okay. Also same for I have 1 2 3, and also same for this. If my both top down is false, and if my right side is visited, and let's say my I'm writing just red, if I'm visiting in any way, I just visited over here and my current position is this, then I have two choice, either I have to go to the left, to the top or bottom. Whenever I am choosing a side, my other side would be unvisited, so I'm also excluding this condition, okay. So I have 4 condition over here. Now let's say I have this as visited, this is my current position, okay, and this is also visited, and this 2 is unvisited, okay. So how can we go through this? So let's say I am visiting in this manner. After that I have my this configuration, okay, and after that I have this. So my bottom is visited, my left is unvisited, and my right is unvisited. So again I have same condition like the boundary condition over here, at this time there is a boundary over here, but at this time I have visited over here, and this is working as a boundary. So again, if I am going to the right, I just have to visited my only right cells, and my left cells should be unvisited. And if I am going to the left, I just have to visited all the cells, and I let's say I am reach out to my destination, but my right side cell is remain as a unvisited, okay. Also same for at this, whenever this is true, that means this is visited, this is also visited, this is my position, and the right is also visited, and the top and down is unvisited. Then again this is the same condition, like either have to choice go to the right top or to the bottom. Again I can check for my top, I can check for my left, again same for the right, this is visited, this is my position, this is also visited, this is as a false. So I have to again I have a two choice, and my path with something like this, and my position is this. I just have to go to the either top or bottom. Whenever I am choosing a direction, the other will be get unvisited, okay. So I have 4 condition with inbounded, and I have 4 condition with the boundary, okay. So there are 8 condition over here, okay. So after extracting all 8 process, 4 with boundary and 4 without boundary, I have 4 more cases which need to be extracted, okay. So let's say this is my position, this is true, this is false, my top is false and my right is false. So let's analyze this pattern. Okay, so first of all I am starting from 0, 0. So let's say I am visiting 2, 4. After that I am at my position 3, 3. Okay, so I have again, let's say forget about this, this can be false or true. Okay, so at least I have two choice, either I can go to the top and I can go to the top and I can go to the right. So if I am going to the right, let's say I am going to the right, after that I encounter a dead end and I can't go back. Okay, after that my another cells is yet as unvisited. Okay, so and if I am going to the top, okay, if I am going to the top, I am just make a path, but and I just have to visit all the remaining cell and reach out my destination, but these cells are going to be unvisited. So again I am extracting this pattern. Okay, so in my next process, let's say this is true, this is my current position, this is false and this is false. Okay, and I am also again starting from 0, 0, marking this as a visited, and again let's say I am going something like this and traverse over here. Okay, so again forget about this, I have at least two possibility, I can go to the top and I can go to the left. So if I am going to the left, I just visited here, then I am reach out to the dead end and I just left my another cell as a unvisited. But if I am going to the top, let's say if I am visited all the cells and reach out to the destination, but these cells are going to be unvisited. So again I am going to be extract this type of pattern. Okay, so for the next, let's say this is true, this is my current position and these both cells are unvisited yet. So again I am starting from 0, 0, let's say, and I am going something like this and I am at this point. So again I have at least two possibility, let's forget about this. So I have two possibility, when I am going to the top, then when I am going to the top I just go to the next cell and to the next cell, I am reaching to the dead end and I just have to all the other cells as unvisited. Okay, and if not, if I am going to the right, then I just visited all the cells over here and just reach out to the destination or not, but at this time I just make these cells unvisited. Okay, so this is not a valid pattern, so I am just extracting this. And one of the last pattern is, let's say this is true, this is my current position and these both cells are unvisited yet. Okay, so from traversing this I just traverse something like this, true, marking this as a true, and I am at here. Okay, so this is also true. So from here I have again two choice, either I can go to the right and I can go to the top. When I am going to the top, then I just mark this as a true and visiting over here. After getting a dead end, I just realize that my other cells are going to be unvisited. But when I am going to the right side, I just mark all these cells as visited, also reach out to the destination, but I found out I just make these cells as a unvisited. Okay, so these are the 8 plus 4, all those patterns which I have to be extracted from my solution. Okay, so I have to further optimize my solution. Okay, now again coming to the code part, I just have to optimize my code. Okay, so I am just applying a split check and passing my x and y, and if it is true, then I just return 0. Okay. So for the split check, this is a bool function, split check. I have two x and y as a parameter. Okay. So first of all, what I have to check? I have to check this condition, this condition, this condition, and this condition. Let's say for this condition, for boundary, y should be from 1 to 5 and x should be either 0 or 6. Okay, and for this condition, x should be from 1 to 5 and y should be either 0 or 6. Okay. So first of all, for marking as a top and bottom, okay, what I have to do? I just have to check if y is greater than equal to 1 and y is less than equal to 5, and okay, and either x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 6. Then what I have to check? What I have to check? I just have to check if my left and right is false or not. Okay. Whenever I am at this position, I just have to check if my both left and right is false, then I just have to extract this process. So I just have to check if my vis of what x comma y minus 1, that would be previous column or the next column would be false or not. Is false. For false, I am giving this negation, and negation of visited x comma y plus 1. If it is satisfied, then I just return true. That means we have to extract this process. Okay. And again check same for the y. That means if my x is greater than equal to 1 and x is less than equal to 5 and my y is either 0 and y is either 6, and we have to check for y, we have to check if my previous row or next row is both have false or not. Okay. We just have to check if this x minus 1 comma y and negation of this x plus 1 comma y, then return true. Okay. So here I just have checked all 4 conditions 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. After that, this is for left and right. Okay. So here we have further more condition for what? For if I am over here and this is true and this is false and false. This true is also working as a boundary. Then we have two choice, either go to the false, either go to the left and either go to the right. So again we have to encounter this process. So what we have to do? We just have to check if my x is greater than equal to 1 and x is less than equal to 5 and y is greater than equal to 1 and y is less than equal to 5. Why I am making this boundary? Because let's say why I am making this as a boundary. I am making this as a boundary because let's say I am over here and what we have we have false over here, then false over here, then this is come under the left right condition. And let's say if I am over here, then there is no any condition of right to be false, only left can be false. So and if there is a position over here, then there is a chance of left is false, right is false over here. So first of all I am marking this as a boundary, okay. Then after I have to check either left or right to be false or not, and top is again true, and for at this position either top and bottom to be false and right to be true or not, and left to be true or not, okay, and so on. So for this I have to just check if this, first of all I have to check left or right, this x y minus 1 and negation of this x y plus 1, this is for left, again for left and right unbounded, this is for unboundary condition, okay. And then either one of this can, I am for checking for this condition, if I am at here, this is false, either this can be true or this can be true, any one of can be true, then I just mark it, I have to extract this process, okay. And we just have to check this x plus 1 comma y is true and this x minus 1 and y is true, then I have to return, again I have to return true. And also same for the, this is for top to bottom, and another configuration is this is my false, this is my false, and this is for true, and this is my true, okay. And for this I just mark it as a true, I just add a negation over here and also add a negation over here, then also I just mark it as a true. So this is for the all 8 condition, and for the next 8 condition, that would be if I am over here and there is a diagonal element which is true, okay. So I have next further 8 condition. So what I have to do, so let's say this is my position, okay, and my top right is true, okay, then I just have to check if my top and right is false or not, okay. So for this I have to just check diagonal condition, okay. I just have to check if x, first of all I have to check if this is satisfy or not, okay. So for checking the top right, let's say this is my x comma y, then this is my x minus 1 and y minus 1, okay. So what we have to check, then first of all we have to check for right diagonal, what I have to check, I have to check is well x comma y and y, sorry, x minus 1 and y minus 1, if it is valid, then I just have to check if it is true, this x minus 1 then y minus 1, and if my top element is false, that means this x comma x minus 1, for going top I just have to decrement a row y, and for this I'm just taking a negation because it is a false, and also check for right side, then this x comma y minus 1, also add a negation over here. Okay, after that I just have to return true. Okay, and this is for my top right diagonal. Okay, and for the bottom right diagonal, what we have to do, we just have to first of all check for the bottom right. What we have to do, I just x plus 1 and y plus 1. Okay, also I have to do y plus 1 over here again. Okay, y plus 1 and y plus 1. Okay, so again for the bottom right diagonal, what we have to do, we just have to check first of all x plus 1 and y plus 1 is existing or not. X plus 1 and y plus 1. After that we just have to check, what we have to check, we have to check if the bottom and right is false or not. Okay, so for the bottom we just have to increment x plus 1 and then y, and for the right we just have to check, first of all we have to check if it is true or not. So this x plus 1 and y plus 1, first of all we have to check the diagonal element is true or not. Then after that we have to check the bottom is false or not. Again we have to check the right is false or not. Okay, then this x y plus 1, and if it is satisfied then again return true. Okay, so I have to check two diagonal, right top, right bottom, then left top and left bottom. So for the left top, what we have to do, again we have to check, let's say my position is over here and this is true, then this is false, this is false. So if it is x comma y, then it is x minus 1 y minus 1. Okay, now this is the condition of x minus 1 and y minus 1. First of all I have to check is well x minus 1 then y minus 1, then again we have to check this x minus 1 then y minus 1 if it is true or not. After that we have to check left and top is false or not. For top, what we have to do, we just have to check this, we have to decrement row by minus 1 and y if it is false, and negation this, what is left is given x then y minus 1, and if it is satisfied then what we have to do, we have to just again we have to do return true. Okay, and after that only one last condition is left, that is the left bottom condition. So first of all we just have to check is well, and for the left bottom what we have, for the left bottom let's say this is my position, and for the left bottom it is true and this would be false. So if this is xy, then this is going to be x plus 1 and y minus 1. Okay, so x plus 1 then y minus 1. After that I just have to check if it is true or not, then this x minus x plus 1 and y minus 1, and check if it is, what I have to check, I have to check bottom and left is false or not. So for the left we just have to check x and y minus 1, this is for left, and for the bottom we just have to check this x minus 1 and y. Okay, and if it is satisfied then again return true, and if it is not, then last we have to return false. Okay, after that if we are going to be a process that satisfies the split check, then we just return 0, and if not then we just process further. Okay, so let's try to run our code, and at this time we just have to check undeclared identified split check. So it is a split check, split split. Okay, so again I just have to, now it is finished and I just have my answer. I say 32, but the answer would be 201. Okay, the problem in my code is when I'm encountering the left bottom, that is over here, I just have to check for the left and for the bottom. Okay, for checking left and for the bottom, for bottom I just have to increment my x, not decrement by x by 1. Okay, so when I'm running my this code, so I just got 201. Okay, so let's try to submit this code and check if it is working or not. So I have to upload this. And yeah, it is accepted and it is a pretty awesome question. Now coming to the time complexity, and I am considering a worst scenario, and that will be if my string contain only question marks, that would let's say n is the length of a string, that will be 48, and all 48 character is question mark. So for each question mark I have 4 possibility, and for the each cell I have 4 possibility. Then the overall time complexity would be big O of 4 to the power n, where n is my length of string. And for the space complexity I just created a visited grid which is also 7 cross 7, that is equivalent to the n, would be 49 equivalent to the 48. Okay, so the overall space complexity is also n, and all the depth of the recursion call stack is also n, 7 into 7, that will be going to be n, where n is 48. Okay, that is the length of the string. Okay, now if you like this content and if you like my intuition, then please like this video, subscribe to this channel. And from here I am concluding my introductory problem series. So if you like this series, then please share this among your friends, and if you have any query, any suggestion, any comment, then please reach out to the comment section. And bye bye, happy code, bye.